It was the first week of Pardes in 2005, and there I was, 23, sitting directly opposite little Levi Cooper in room 4 for Chumash Bet. I was there for the year program, living in the purple apartment, and feeling quite homesick. Levi looks up at us and says, "Do you believe it? The year is almost over." The class looked around and laughed, and I almost burst into tears. Levi moved right on and said, "To the Beit Midrash." Later, on a walk from the Beit Midrash to get some tea, Levi stopped me to ask if I was all right, with such genuine concern and sweetness and humility that I actually did burst into tears right in the hallway while telling him I missed my family and was nervous about spending Yom Kippur alone. So come to us. And that, as they say, was that. My name is Rebecca Barr. Ooh, I am gonna cry. And Pardes changed my life in broad strokes and small details. From my career to my Kisui Rosh. I went to Pardes interested to learn more about my tradition, but not looking to change the trajectory of my existence. Throughout my year, Pardes illuminated a new path, a path for me to be deeply involved with the Jewish people and the Jewish community on a professional level. I have worked, and only worked, in the world of Jewish startups and Jewish nonprofits since my time at Pardes. Pardes gave me the confidence to engage with the text in a first-person dialogue, that my voice could also be in a chorus of voices of those who came before me. And throughout the year, I found not only was I in dialogue with Chazal and with my chavruta, but I also got to speak with myself from 6 months before, from 3 months before, or even a week before. And that playful, authentic, rich, rewarding dialogue strengthened my identity and gave me courage I didn't know I had, and I still hold with me today. I also experienced real and meaningful relationships with Israel and the secular and Jewish calendars as our backdrop. By Tuesday, we were already planning whose house to go to for Shabbat. Come Thanksgiving, I had over 15 women to our apartment to celebrate. From Tiolim to Sukkot and Rachel Berkovitz's terrace, trips to the shuk and to the women's gym, Pardes showed me that what true community could look and feel like. Sometimes that was an ensemble costume of the cast of My So-Called Life for Purim. And sometimes that was arguing over one pasuk for more than an hour. Returning back to Philadelphia in 2006, after my year, I yearned again for that community. So much so that after not finding it, I founded Moshe House Philadelphia with 2 other women so that I could work to create it myself. I even had the pleasure and privilege to bring a few Pardes teachers to teach at our house over the years and share the spark of Torah that I received with other people. Pardes also brought me my partner, who learned there as well, although not at the same year as I did. We met because of Jewish innovation, and I know, were it not for Pardes, we would have had nothing to innovate on. Chavruta learning is something that Matt and I share even to this day, from before we were engaged to just in January when we were at Pardes for the first day of the second semester. We took an afternoon class, bought the sources, and are now learning on our date nights. Hashtag Jewish nerd. Pardes even gave me an additional language and way to connect with my dad, a lapsed would-be rabbi who loves to talk Jewish with me and tells me that after we speak, he no longer fears for the future of the Jewish people. While Pardes has surely changed my life, I also know it is continuing to change and influence my life. I think often of the sentiment of the year being almost over, even if you feel you're at the very beginning. Having that sense of urgency to do all you can with the time you have, not knowing how long it will be, but being certain that the time will pass anyway. Rather than pushing ahead alone, you sit in dialogue, in chavruta, with the past, to illuminate your path to the future, to create community. And how do we do that? As Levi would say, to the Beit Midrash.